It's 94.7 FM, Blair Radio. Our local guest segments are brought to us by Turnkey Nerds, 402-426-NERD, and our nonprofit news brought to us by RVR Bank. Thank you to our sponsors for that. Today, we get to talk a little bit about, we've been hearing about it, but haven't had a chance to talk to anybody about what's going on with Dana Village. And it was Angel Share. Now we're going back to in namesake to Dana. And we have Emily Scarff with Burlington Capital joining us, who is actually part of the apartment complex process that is going on with that. And we kind of know some of the history of what Angel Share wanted to do, what Lutheran Family Services wanted to do. But now we get to talk to you on how this all works and what is actually going on. So thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, you bet. Absolutely.
So I wanted to kind of learn a little bit more about like the apartments. Originally, Angel Share was working on apartments, and there's one facility, one building that they started off and was creating that for those aging out of foster care.
Correct.
Was kind of the direction that they wanted to go. And so is that building still really that focused? Is that filled?
Yeah, so what you're referring to is called the Suites, and that's a 12-unit apartment building that's here on campus. And there is that intent there for youth aging out of foster care, but that building in particular is a conventional, what we call market rate building. So that's not necessarily low income or tax credit. So anybody of any age
can go into that now.
Correct statement. Yeah.
Okay, so they can move into that building now. Are there any openings in that facility? Because that's the newest building on campus.
The Suites?
I believe it is.
Yes. Yeah, the 12-unit one. Yeah. Yes, you got it. Yes, so I think we have 2 vacancies right now out of the 12.
All right.
Yeah.
And so now you as a member of Burlington Capital, what do you guys do? So what exactly, how do you fit into this puzzle?
No, great question. So Burlington Capital, we've been in Omaha. We just hit our 40th anniversary. And part of Burlington Capital, we have a property management division. And that's where I come into play. So I'm a regional manager for the property management division. And Lutheran Family Services partnered with us, engaged in our services to be the property management firm that would manage the apartments. And when I say the apartments, that's the new construction, the new lease up that we're doing. Mm-hmm. So the formal marketing name for that is the apartments at Dana Village. And that's the 61-unit brand new building that has been restoring Mickelson and Blair Hall, the two former dorms.
The two dorms, and they've been restored, and they're ready now, aren't they?
You got it. They are ready. So we just are wrapping up construction, but as far as the little fine-tuning and aesthetics, but as far as move-ins, we have units that are ready for immediate move-ins. And like I said, there's 61 apartments. We have studios and 1 and 2 bedrooms available.
Okay, so you actually have 2 bedrooms available. I was thinking about that because as dorm rooms, you kind of go in your mind, how do you convert that into multi-apartment or multi-bedroom apartments?
Construction team had to get creative, and they did. And it's actually pretty cool to walk through it to see how they're able to merge some of the old dorm rooms and make it happen.
And so you're able to get 61, is that correct?
61 apartments.
61 apartments and they're all available now, or have people started moving in yet?
Yeah, no, great question. So we do have residents that are currently living there, which is super exciting, but we're ready for more. Yeah. So we're ready to house more.
And it's pretty timely because in an era right now that has a very shortage regarding a lot of places for people to live, whether it's buying a house or finding apartments or things like that, these come in a perfect time to be able to help a community like Blair that's growing as well.
Absolutely. There's definitely a housing shortage in Blair at the moment and other communities as well. But so the intent of this community is affordable apartments. So the intent in hopes to capture those that have lower income to give them a roof over their head.
Yeah. And with that, I always think of, because, I sit at a lot of city council meetings. So as building apartments and things like that, parking becomes a question, and you making sure that everybody has a place to park and things like that. Is that where some of those parking lots kind of come into play?
Right. So the great thing about having a new apartment building on a college campus is that there's lots of ample parking. So yeah, we're definitely taking advantage of the parking, and I don't anticipate that being a huge hurdle.
Okay, so then because you have parking lot off to the east side as well as
Right.
by the Coliseum and stuff like
Correct.
that.
Now down the road, potentially, when the campus gets more booming and more life to it, that could be something that we have to work through. But right now, we're excited.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect opportunity because that has the ability to be used there. So places to park, places to live, and then down the road, do you foresee more apartments being built?
Lutheran has this wonderful plan in place of a vision and a concept of what they want to do and restore and rehabilitate the campus, and so we're here to assist in that. If there's future apartments coming down the line that they want to take other buildings here and rehab that, we'll be here to assist with that. But I do know that their 5-10 year plan has some great vision on just supporting the community in general, not just folks who might live in the apartments that they build here, but just Blair as a whole.
Right. So then getting back to the apartments, your specialty.
Yeah.
So as they're available, who can live there?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question that we have right now. The apartments are tax credit affordable housing. So it's for anybody who can income qualify. So 18 years or older, doesn't matter on race, age, diversity. If you can income qualify, we welcome all.
Okay, so it is. What would you consider, like normally they used to say like HUD or Section 8 or anything like that? Is that kind of the concept? Or?
It is, yes, that is the concept. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it's those that qualify, which unfortunately more and more individuals probably qualify.
Yeah, so we're seeing that there is a need. There is a definite need, and so that's why we're here and happy to help support. So a lot of we might have residents that might need to utilize rental assistance or certain vouchers, some that don't. We see it a wide range.
And so what if somebody just has a question, is like, well, I need to find a place to live, but they don't know where their income lies on everything.
So
where do they go for that?
Great question. So what we always suggest is so much easier to do it in person. So anytime someone expresses interest in the apartments, we say, hey, come down, let's walk through the application process in person. We don't want it to be a daunting process or an overwhelming process, so it's just a lot easier to walk through it in person, so we can help you understand what your income is, understand possibly future income, your current situation scenario, and how we can help. So we do have a website that folks are able to go to apply, to submit an inquiry, email, phone, stopping in. We it doesn't matter the form of communication. We will take it.
But obviously, you stop in. Not only do you get the assistance, and so you guys are there to be able to assist and walk
Correct.
through.
So there is
because there's always a lot of legalese in any document.
There is, yes. So we are there to help, and we want to. We want to walk through it with you. One, to assist in speeding up the process. We would rather sit down and take an hour and walk through the application process to help you, get approved quicker.
And then not only that, but then have the ability to walk through and see the apartments. And these apartments are not what we used to think of as...
No, I say, gosh, if I had this when I was in college, sign me up. No, these apartments are beautiful. The construction team and design team, architects did a wonderful job. Every single apartment has full washer and dryers. The bathrooms are huge. Everything is very spacious, obviously crisp and shiny and new. It's just a great place. For the residents that we have now, it's been really warming to see them walk into these apartments and just go, wow, oh my gosh, I can't believe, I get to lay my head here tonight. So
yeah. And so studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartments, is there like general pricing, or is that dependent on all this other paperwork?
The pricing is set for the units, and so you would come in and apply, and then we would relay to you which units you could qualify for.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that way, can you say what levels they are?
once they apply and
Once they apply
and we understand, everything that makes up, their current living situation as far as income and jobs and assets. Once we compile and do all the calculations, then we're able to provide that to them.
Right. And because obviously there's more considerations. Let's say we have Austin with his wife and they have twins.
Yeah.
That's a completely different animal than somebody by themselves.
Number of household. Yeah, there's factors that always come into play.
Now, question comes in. Let's say somebody qualifies and they go to work for an employer in town like Dollar General who's paying pretty well.
Right.
And suddenly, as they work, they kind of get beyond that level of need or assistance necessary. How does that work?
No, great question. So when someone applies and they relay their income, we do the calculations based off of the regulations that, we're allowed to. And they move in, and 6 months down the road, they get a raise. They get, they're making more than when they moved in. It just depends. As far as the apartment community is concerned and the tax credits, we won't necessarily check your income again during the course of your tenancy. However, if a resident is utilizing a voucher from some agency or some other rental assistance program, those groups sometimes have their own metrics and parameters and their own touch points and timing of when they might reach back out to the resident that they're assisting to ask about income, but that would be separate. So that just depends. It's a situational. It just depends. Yeah.
So there's more to the story that could certainly affect
it just
them.
really all depends on the resident and who they're receiving assistance from. Maybe they're not, and just those other groups' rules and regulations that they might have.
And then the other side of the coin is the hope that they do better. And then eventually, as housing catches up with something, they can move out to make the space for somebody else that's in need.
Absolutely. No, obviously we want folks to stay as long as they can. I mean, that's the end goal. We want to house folks and have them stay as long as they can. But in the same breath, yes, the goal is for folks to get their legs about them and their sea legs and make room for the next if they end up having other opportunities that they can go for.
Okay, so if somebody has questions, you said you have a website. So what is the website they should go to? Yes,
so it is right there. So it is the DanaVillageBlair.com is the website. And then the phone number is 531-209-4060, and that's to the leasing office directly.
And so the leasing office, there's going to be somebody there.
Correct. Yep. There will be somebody there. And the leasing office is actually also housed within the community room. So there is a community room in the building that's going to host the community events. There's coffee refreshment station for the residents that they can access 24 hours. So it's just a nice little place. But yes, there is a leasing office there that will be staffed.
And do you guys have somebody staffed there now, or are you looking for somebody?
No, we have someone now.
Okay, so you already have, because I always, help wanted, you can throw that out there too.
Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate it. No, we have that, and we have maintenance technicians on site to do 24-hour maintenance emergency calls. So we're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the apartments are available now. Pick up the phone, or can you just walk in and say, hey, I would like to have a tour?
Yeah, you can walk in also.
Okay.
Yep.
And so that's right here. It's the Dana Village Apartments, or is that correct?
No, so it's the apartments at Dana Village.
Yep.
You got it.
Apartments at Dana Village.
Yeah.
So come on out, especially those in Blair or surrounding area who's like, man, I didn't get to go to the ribbon cutting, or I didn't get to see these things.
Yeah.
You want to see the growth or what is happening up here, because the campus is something of a legacy, isn't it? So is that something you guys keep in mind going, wow?
Yes, absolutely. It's been really, like I said earlier, heartwarming, because what we're seeing too is some of the tours that we're giving aren't necessarily maybe for those looking for housing, but you have all, prior students that are coming. I used to live in this dorm. I used to live on this side. It was really fun. I was touring a lady the other day, and she's like, this was my dorm room. And she got to see her exact unit.
Wow.
She remembered exactly where it was, and she got to see it. And it's been really cool. So even if it's we would love and invite folks, even if it's not someone who's looking for housing, if it's a group, agency, church, high school, food kitchen, whatever it might be. If you know of, if you want to come tour because you go, oh, I might have someone who we could help with this, we tour those folks as well.
Right. And that brings me to one other question, final question here, not necessarily, but if an agency, like a church or something says, we want to be able to help in some way, if you guys have somebody who is in need, you can send them to us, or is that possible?
Yes.
To network that way?
Absolutely. Yes.
So they can reach out or stop in.
Yes, and we've had that several different groups that have reached out to us, say, hey, we have a few people that, they've been the networking, the connection, so they kind of introduce us to them. And then we take it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, or if they say, if you come across somebody that we don't know about, reach out, please.
Yeah. Oh, it can go the other way.
You can go either direction.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, so the apartments are open now.
Yes.
Start to fill them, because there is a time frame, isn't there?
Well, anytime an owner builds a community, right? They want it filled up pretty quickly. So.
But for tax credits, you guys really need to make sure that the need is being filled.
Right. Yeah. So we need to make sure that we're providing this to the community and quickly, because there's a need.
There is a need.
Yeah.
So again, don't hesitate to pick up the phone or to stop in.
Absolutely.
Because you never know if you are looking for a place to live, and you don't know if you qualify if you don't ask.
Correct. Yeah.
So
all you got to do is ask, and we will help you through it.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for coming in. It's great to be able to learn more and then also see the care that's going into the campus.
Yeah, and we're right next door to you.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
So right over here, we can almost see you.
Right.
So, well, thank you again. And if you have anything else come up, or if you have things that you want to make sure people are aware of, let us know. We'd love to be able to get the word out.
Kelly.
Thank you.
Yeah.